Hey guys, all right, so you already know to check out the replay. For those of you checking out the replay, I'm sorry, I'm a little giddy because I'm trying to get YouTube on. So we're live on YouTube, and I'm doing two devices. I'm gonna try not to get distracted. You know, sometimes it's gonna be quiet on the set because I will, if things go well, I'll be getting some photos and videos with this device, and I may even bring in another one. So I'm gonna let YouTube hang out for a little bit because I was hanging out with my daughter, and my daughter watches YouTube religiously. Good morning, Drina. You know what? I need another device because now I gotta go. Now I gotta lean in, broadcast geek, so I can see. Because usually I'm using that device to watch. So let's get set here. We're gonna have a little bit of a conversation. Look at the apron. I have been on a baking. Good gracious, I've been on a baking thing, and you know what? I've been talking about. You guys seem like y'all over in the corner in the dark there. And YouTube is on the iPad, so it's like they feel like they're way in the kitchen, right? So we're gonna talk a little bit as I'm gonna see if I have ingredients for this pizza dough. We're gonna have pizza for lunch. I'm calling it protest pizza because it is MLK Day. And one thing growing up, of course, growing up here in Atlanta, there have been many protests, and I've been involved in many protests as a blogger. I've covered many protests, and I just remember my mother, even back in the day. My mother used to have this great relationship with the pizzeria in the neighborhood, and whenever things were going on, she would go there and she would get all these boxes of pizza. I remember during the time of the Atlanta murdered and missing children, my mother went down and she got pizza for some of the detectives that were working nonstop on those cases. Again, I talked the other day about my being involved in public safety, and it's just so funny that as much as we try not to become our parents or do anything like them, apparently my life has mirrored both my mother and my father, mirrored their lives. And you just never know. You don't realize where you really truly get it from. And until now, when I'm really reflecting on her life and some of the things that I do, that, you know, I remember her saying, oh, I once did that, but she don't pay that no mind. But now I'm so glad to have those memories, and so glad that she set a lot of things in stone for me that has become my behaviors and my habits as I take on this new matriarchal role in the family. Always having my parents as that safety net. And there's a book that I picked up right after my mother's passing, and I happened to just turn around in the bookstore, and there it was. And one quick takeaway from the book, because I have yet to really read it, knowing that I bought it for that reason. And it said, your mother is between you and the universe. And I was like, wow, that's so big. So, but I remember over the years, whenever there was these gatherings, the word gather is up there, my daughter got. See that? You can see it on Periscope, because I have Periscope on the long view. I should have put YouTube on the long view, but I know YouTube likes to do that landscape thing. So I need to share. I need to do a couple of shares, guys, to get you out. But gatherings, you always had pizza. Pizza was something that came in. You guys know I am so into the study of culture, how different cultures, what different cultures do with flour. Okay, so I put on my counter this huge thing of flour, and I've been trying to get to the bottom of it, but I like it full, so when I get halfway, I end up filling it back up. But I've been really studying culturally what we each do with flour. You guys know I went deep dive learning about pasta making. I have some of that pasta still here. I keep that in the shop. My poor little flowers over here just like gone. I need to throw them out. I didn't get fresh flowers. I didn't plan to do this. Oh boy, we're cooking now. Yes, we are cooking. So, and I can't see the screen enough. Spark today, welcome in, and thank you guys for the hearts. If you're seeing this on my timeline, your timeline, a friend's timeline, thank you all so much for trusting in me a few minutes of your time to hang out. So, and it could be a long stream. I don't know how long YouTube is going to cooperate, but we're here. I made pasta last night. What kind? Let me tell you, I had a doozy of a day yesterday. In fact, I had to get up this morning and finish cleaning out the oven. Well, I didn't make the pasta, just the sauce. I didn't make my pizza sauce. I made pizza sauce, but as I got ready to check my ingredients yesterday, I made the pizza sauce a little while back when I had some tomatoes I didn't want to go bad, and it was no good, so I had to go ahead and toss that. But I made the pizza sauce, and I couldn't decide I made sauce, homemade sauce. And I couldn't decide if I was going to do it on the pasta. I think the last pasta I made, I used jarred sauce because I forgot about the sauce I had in the fridge. So yesterday when I was trying to just gather some ingredients in case the dough turns out good, I realized I had some sauce. And I actually did find another little jar of sauce in there. But you know what happens when you're making this stuff homemade and from scratch? There's no preservatives, so it doesn't last too long. So, but it's still good. So, what was it? Oh, yesterday, when I went, we had that grocery grand opening in the neighborhood, and I bought that whole chicken. And after even thinking about how many millions of times my grandmother showed me how to cut up a chicken, even after the millions of times watching all these videos of how to cut up a chicken, I could not bring myself to cut up that chicken. So I decided to go ahead and roast it whole. When I tell you this chicken haunted me, when I tell you first of all, it was absolutely delicious. The family loved it, and I'm going to revive it today. I may even take some of that chicken and put it on one of these pizzas, okay? We may do a curry chicken pizza. I don't know. We're going to do some dough. But let me tell you, when I say everything could possibly go wrong, first of all, let's see, cheapest way to get, okay, Grandma. That's what my grandmother used to be so upset when I used to take her grocery shopping, and I would try to grab a few things. I got to the point where I would take her shopping, and then I would go back because everything I would put in my buggy, she'd give me one. Really? She could not stand the convenience of our lives. You know how we adopted to all those convenience foods, right? And she hated when I would buy leg quarters or chicken already cut up. When a whole chicken is literally like a third of the price, okay? That whole chicken, even organic chicken, was cheaper than the cut up chicken, right? Why pay extra? You pay extra because cutting up a chicken freaks you out. And let me tell you, I still could not cut up that chicken. I looked at that chicken for 2 days, y'all. Look at YouTube trying to act up already. I stared at that chicken for 2 days trying to cut it up, okay? And I still could not cut it up. So I said, well, you know what? I'm going to put the marinade. We came up with this great teriyaki marinade. Put it in the pan with some lemon, some onion, and that teriyaki. And let me tell you, it was like, oh my God, it was smelling so good right here. And I put some onion inside of it, all that stuff. I did everything right. I had it in the roaster, and the roaster has that top on it with the handle on it. So yesterday, when I think live, I did the vegetables. I came back and did the vegetables live. I think I cooked it live. It's on there. Everything except for what went wrong. So I came back and I did some roasted vegetables, some potatoes, zucchini, squash, onions, right? Put that in the oven, but I had to move the rack. I forgot to move the rack up higher, right? To give the roaster enough so I can go in and check on the chicken. Hold on, it's coming. I made some stir-fried chicken with that chili sauce. Oh my goodness. Oh, I bought some chili powder. I told my kids we need to have some chili powder in the house. So mind you, I go in to check on the chicken. Chicken looks good. I put the chicken back in. It's good, right? So then I'm like, I better take the vegetables out. So I said, well, no, I gave them a little stir. I said, I'm going to let the vegetables go a little longer. So when I put the vegetables back on the rack, pushed that rack in, the top of the chicken pan, the roaster, got caught. And when I shoved that rack back in, it took the chicken all the way to the back of the stove. And I had the bottom rack still out some. Flipped the pan upside down into the oven. Now, I'm sitting there and all of my sauce is like just going all over the oven. And I grab the pan and the chicken and all the stuff is in the top of the roaster, right? So, absolute mess. I'm freaking out. I'm yelling. I'm screaming. My daughter comes running in. She says I'm inside the oven. But I had to reach in because it literally, luckily, I had it in the roaster because my intention was to put it in a pan with just some foil on it. But luckily, I had it in the roaster, so when it did flip upside down, the roaster held the chicken and all the trimmings and all the sauce, right? So even though it made a mess yesterday, so which means I had to do oven cleaning last night. So that, but it was just, I was like, this chicken has got to go. This chicken is haunting me. And but luckily I saved it, and they still were like eating it. And look, the trauma of all of that, the chicken was done, so therefore, look, the wing was over here, the leg was over there, the breast was over there. No need to cut up the chicken because in the trauma of it all separated. But they ate it and they enjoyed it. And again, like I said, because everything kind of fell into the lid of the roaster, we still had some great sauce. All I did was just dump it back in the pan. But yesterday we had to spend last night with the oven on cleaning, the self-cleaning. And that, of course, burning off all that sauce, the whole bottom of my oven was absolutely dirty. And one thing about cooking, if you're going to go into your kitchen, oven cleaning is a task. Oven cleaning is so necessary. And I still need to do these top eyes, okay? Because luckily we haven't set off the smoke alarm. We didn't set off the smoke alarm yesterday, but we had to air it out. Oh my God, it was a mess trying to get the oven clean. I was not about to go in there and scrub and scrape, so I just put it on cleaning, which of course, as you know, runs for about 4 hours, so we had to deal with that. But I have a clean oven, and I came here this morning and I cleaned all the debris out, because what it does, it just burns everything up in your oven, and then you just wipe it out. So I had to wipe it out. Well, actually, I vacuumed it out. That was my experience of cooking a whole chicken, okay? 4 hours of your life, exactly. And not only that, it's loud, it's fumes, the fumes are burning out, it's like smoke in the first part of it, so it was bad. Anyway, I still need to learn how to cut up a daggone chicken, though. All right, so let's get to today. For those of you that are still hanging out and watching on YouTube and on Periscope. Yeah, the smell is awful. The smell is awful. There's no way around it. Okay, what am I drinking today? Guys, we made our fresh grapefruit juice. We had a little bit of lemonade. So I reconstituted after we drank all the lemonade. Still had that great lemon. I just added some water to that, reconstituted the lemonade, and then our juice. I had 4 grapefruits that we now get in our vegetable bin. We go vegetable shopping on Tuesdays. So I juiced those 4 grapefruits, and so that's what's in my fridge today. Is you're gonna see me sipping on this, and this is just some fresh grapefruit juice. I don't like vodka, and I hate to say that on the platforms where sponsorship could be possible. Vodka's not my thing. Now, whiskey, rum, yeah. Anybody want to drop some whiskey and some rum on me? Send that. In fact, I think sometime this week I'm supposed to be picking up some wine to go in some dishes. Look, that's why I don't need any. So right now, this time of day, well, it doesn't matter because Periscope is no time zones, right? Rum will work. Rum, I love that. Some nice, smooth rum, I'm telling you. But we're not going to spike the juice today because we do have to go out into the city. Nolans, what's going on? So we're not spiking today because we do have to go out into the city. But I told you guys, I went on my buyout shopping and I bought this book, came across this book. And like I said, we are going down this wormhole of bread making, bread making at this point. Because we've done pasta, we've done cookie doughs, we did cookie doughs. We've done pasta, and I think I got a pretty good pasta. Captain Morgan Spice rum goes good with citrus. Oh, you're just a wealth of knowledge. Y'all make sure y'all follow Laura. Wealth of knowledge. I'm telling you. And I love citrus-based juices. A lot of people go for the apple, but I love grapefruit. I love grapefruit juice, and I can do grapefruit juice. Remember that if you're going to do any of the juices, make sure they don't counteract any of your medications. Okay. So I love citrus juice, lemonade, and where's your lemonade? Lemonade is in the fridge. Hold on. I know it's usually in the shot, right? It's usually in the shot. I'll bring it out. And it kind of looks a mess, but it's got fresh grapefruit in there today. So you see that grapefruit pulp, that lemonade pulp is stained with the grapefruit. So now again, remember that this is like the third of the quart. This is the third. So we drank 2 quarts already off of one. But I added 5, 10, 15, 20 ounces of fresh grapefruit juice to that. Where's my, here it is. All right, here's a teapot. I know we had some things going on that I didn't get a chance to do everything. I still haven't even put up all the dishes away from yesterday. I'll tell you that much. So just move. I hadn't even moved around enough stuff out of the shop. I was like, I don't even know what I'll be doing. Is that gonna be in the way? Is that in anybody's way? I'll just put it up there. The paper towels. And so what I'm gonna do first is we gotta find us a recipe. But remember when we went through this booklet, I'm gonna talk about this. I found this at my favorite buyout store. So not only did I get one, I actually got five. I got five because they were such a great price. I got five. And so what I've decided to do, I did get a chance to go to the post office to figure out, because I want to do a giveaway. So when I'm out finding great buyouts, I want to do giveaways. And I know that's customary for a lot of live streams and so forth. This is not my book. I'm not the author of this. This is a great book that I found in a buyout. It's actually a Kathleen Weber, and it's called Delta Pretoria Bread, and it's 63 bread recipes, and some amazing people in it, some great storytelling. I've had to look at it. Kathleen Weber, Distinctive Breads. Now, anyone who loves bread can get a taste of what makes her so special. The pages of Delta Pretoria Bread glow with Kathleen's warmth and enthusiasm and kindle the urge to bake with her imaginative recipes, handy tips, and stories. I love the way, and that's from Harold McGee, Keys of Good Cooking. So she's got some great accolades on there, and I'll show you guys the back of the book. And I think if you watch the replay on any of these, it'll be turned the right way. So if anybody's trying to get a screenshot. This book is now available at your local buyout store, but it's also available right here as a giveaway. I just got to figure out how to give away. I went to the post office, figured out the best way to ship it to you. So on Tuesday, when we do our regular stream, we're going to finally have our giveaway. Like I said, I bought 5 copies because at the buyout store they were at a very good price. And so we're going to have a giveaway. And then when we give away something, we'll do a box. I'm going to come up with a box, y'all. We're getting ready. In fact, here's another little thing you need to say. We got one of these, so you'll be seeing this in the shop as well. And again, on the replay, you'll be able to read it correctly. So boxes coming soon. DryerBus.com. Follow back. All you gotta do is follow back, guys. Follow back so that you can find out about the boxes. I have an opportunity now to go from the kitchen to the live stage to when festival season starts. I can't wait for spring. I will be cooking live all around the city. As you know, I'm also a blogger. If you swipe to my profile, you're going to see that I've got 17 years in the digital game, Atlanta's original digital publication called DryerBus.com. We launched in 2002 of March. That's when we launched the brand Dryer Buzz, but I was probably online about a good decade before that, and a voice in the community. And so now I came back into the kitchen after 20 years of working that grind and building platforms and technology and all of that. Went into the caregiver space in about 2014, and so I had an amazing 4 years caring for my mom and my family. Got a chance to kind of dial it back, work from home. I'm an author, as you know. During that time, I was getting ready to go on a national book tour, talking about how marketing and creating buzz and using social media for business. A lot of businesses, social media at that time was growing, and I was telling people, listen, this is going to be a thing. This is going to be a thing you need to be involved in. You can get my book at Amazon.com. Just look up 27 Answers or Dryer Buzz. And so that's a part of it. Boom. And so what I'm getting ready to do is going next. I'm going to have which one of these was mine? Okay, these are yours, but this was mine. So I am getting ready to great accomplishments. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you. I have got, and I didn't have time last year. I was invited by a couple of municipalities to receive, like the accommodations and so forth. But it was in the year of my mom's passing, and so I really wasn't about making the appearances, people. But this season, this spring, I'm really excited because I've had a chance to beta test a lot. And so I'm going back into the festival season. I think I'm not gonna have. I don't want to say never. Not so much thinking about a cookbook because these are not my recipes, but definitely a book about foods and my journey and exploring them. And also, I can't tell you how many times celebrities have said, "Okay, well, since you're not on the red carpet, can I come to the kitchen?" People want to come. I'm like, well, that's like really my kitchen. Down the hall from my bedroom. And it's like, yeah, that's really my kitchen. That's not a set. It's not, although I have an opportunity to take it to that level. So I'm just mulling over what this is and what it's going to be. And I'm excited because I will have that opportunity to bring some people in. We've had a chance to cook live on stage with the chef, with the local, nationally known, globally known chef, and other personalities. And so it's, but I like hanging out. I like coming down the hall into the kitchen, and maybe a time or two I will let somebody come by. But I do have a couple of spots around the city that has amazing kitchens. And if I do get that great interview or that great opportunity, and I think from now on, all of my interviews will have to do with food. All right, so let's get to cooking. That's enough about me. And I only went down that road because you guys are asking friends to watch and check us out. So now, this is a dream book for me. I wish I could see. Do you know who Logan Gullif is? And I probably didn't say that right. And is that a chef or a cook or somebody I need to follow? I am learning, and I will definitely look that up. Let me see what we need here. I want to make sure I got. So I got a bowl. I've got my measuring cups. I'm going to grab some other things. There's 2 pizza recipes. Even it's 63 recipes in this book. One of the things I've learned, and this journey has been about not rebuking the recipe, okay? What I love now is when I look at a recipe or when I find a recipe that I actually have those items in my kitchen. And hopefully I still have everything. 16-year-old chef, yes, follow him. Yes, we'll definitely do. All right, but this book is actually beautiful. Look at that. Look at that. I don't even have to lift it up. You guys got a great shot today. So, the Master Chef Junior. A James Beard Award winner. Oh my God. See, Laura, you are just on this stuff. I'm still trying to learn the difference between a teaspoon and a tablespoon, abbreviation that is. All right. So as you can see, this book, one thing about cookbooks, there's so many cookbooks out there that have great recipes but not great illustrations. And this one, as well as the one we did, the pasta book we got before this, has great. He met the president, cooked at the Oscars. Now I can so respect that. Let me tell you, I've had an opportunity to feed a president, a former president, and that's not easy. Let me tell you, can I tell y'all a story? Like I said, I was a voice, not just a voice in my community. I was a lot of acts. I've acted in my community, okay? It's one thing to be a voice in the community, talking about issues. It's one thing to be out there doing it. So, I was having a luncheon I actually started out having luncheon for men, where I would bring generations of men together over food. This is so funny now that I say this, because everything that I've done, food was the thing, the catalyst. And he's just a really good kid too. Now that's good when they're just a really good kid. That's what it takes, because there's so many talented people out there. Have you ever met a person that's like winning, but they're the bad winner? Those roles look good. I'm telling you. Let me tell you. So I love when people who are genuinely have opportunities, genuinely recognize. Do we need light? Let me see. Is that too much shadow? Okay. I think you guys got a little dark there for a second. I love when people are genuinely talented and they're genuinely good. He's the youngest official judge at the Memphis. I was thinking about going to that Memphis barbecue. I'm like, you're so close to Memphis. So close to Memphis. Go. But let me tell you, I was hosting, I used to hold the, long back in the day, long time back in the day, we're talking like 90s. I used to host these luncheons for men because of where young men were. And so in my community, I would have these luncheons once a month for men and try to get at least 4 generations in one room together over lunch. and they would have these great conversations, and just just to work with the spirit of men. So the men said, okay, well, now you need to do one for women. So I decided, okay, well, let's do one. Let's do one for women. When I decided to do one for women, the center where I was having it at was part of a project that former President Jimmy Carter he had a citywide initiative going on, and he had provided all these micro community centers, and not just the community centers, but absolutely all of the resources. If you were a stakeholder in your community and you were working on an initiative and you felt like you could use a little bit more resources, they sought out to find these people. Who are the people who are doing the work? This was one of the very first initiatives that I have seen that really sought out and uplifted and provided resources for people who are doing the work. We see major organizations get funding and recognition, but that funding doesn't trickle down to the community. That funding doesn't trickle down to the people who are doing the work. So they made sure that it trickled down. So they put a micro community center, corporate partners, resources, training. Okay, there are a lot of organizations out there. They want to volunteer, like even with this Super Bowl. Super Bowl makes billions, trillions of dollars. Okay, but everybody's volunteering. It's like, why can't you offer that? You can't pay everybody for 1 week, 2 weeks. Those people volunteering with that Super Bowl for 2 weeks. Yeah, you might be in the stadium on that day, but you have to give them 2 weeks of labor as a volunteer. And it's like, oh, cool, you'll be in the Super Bowl, but why not? You're making trillions of dollars on this 1 week, 2 week event. 1 week, really, down to 1 day. Why can't y'all pay? Why you volunteer? That's one thing I get so upset with about that sector of our lives is volunteering. It's so just pay people. Give people something, a stipend, let people walk away with something, not just the quote unquote experience, because you can't eat too many experiences. Actually, you can. You can't eat off your experiences, but when you think about it, yes, put a few dollars back, give them some gas money, a stipend, or something. So having this lunch, I decided I did the lunch for women, but when I did the lunch for women, I said, well, when we do the lunch for women, we're going to talk about our mental health, because as women, we have to schedule the breakdown. We got to schedule the downtime. We got to schedule the emotion. Most women deal with everything in their car on their commute, right? Because you can't do it at home. You can't find a quiet place, quiet moment, quiet time. So I said, well, we're going to take on, this is what it's going to look like when we do it for women. And being that it was at the community center, it attracted the attention of the former president and first lady. And so then they's like, well, the former president, first lady want to stop by your event. Now, mind you, in order for them to even decide that they want to stop by, that the president, a former president, whatever, anybody that needs Secret Service want to stop by, mind you, they've already been by, okay? The moment they tell you they want to come by, somebody's already been by to make sure you're okay, you're good. And I got to thinking, I was like, wait a minute, I did see some people lurking, okay? So anyway, they made the decision to stop by. It was awesome. Now, being that the event was catered, they didn't want to know about the food, when the president, first lady, we need a plate, this and the other, and all these things. Okay, well, we need to make sure this happens, that happens. So they come in, they kind of change. They try not to change up what you're doing, but I remember it getting so frustrating to the point where I said, he can't come. He just can't come. They just can't come because this is too much, right? Because y'all are bugging me, y'all are bothering me, and I literally said, he can't come. And somebody had to talk me into letting him come. And I was like, okay, but my God, this is supposed to be, something really holistic and spiritual. And now it's taking on this publicity thing. And not to the president, the former president and the first lady, but simply because the publicity side of it, and the organization was like, well, we can do this and do that. And I'm like, look, y'all doing too much. And I want these women to be able to come in and talk about what's going on in their lives. They don't need cameras in their face. They don't need all this kind of stuff. And they were like, well, can we just do the ritual part of the, and then they'll leave, right? So the idea was they'll stop by. Everybody will get a chance to see the former president. We're talking about former President Jimmy Carter. Everybody will get a chance to, see, and, and then they got to go because it's really a day about us working on ourselves. So lo and behold, they show up. And of course that comes with Secret Service and motorcade, the no lesser version of a motorcade, but still it's a former president, right? And they come in, you know, the photographers and the press and all that kind of stuff. They come in and they do all this thing, and now it's time for them to go. Okay, you know, and everybody got their plugs and photo ops. Okay, now it's time for them to go. Well, the first lady was like, I don't want to leave. Rosalind Carter is like, I think I should stay. She literally says, I think I should stay with Yolanda. And I'm like, why they do that? So lo and behold, now they've got to get another detail. They got to split the detail. And her husband was like, you know, President Carter's like, okay, well, she gets to stay. She decides she's going to hang out with us for the rest of the day. So now we got to have Secret Service hang out with us for the rest of the day. And half the detail stayed, half the detail went on, and all this, that, and the other stuff. And it ended up still being the most amazing day because, lo and behold, that mental health of women, particularly African American or Black women, is her initiative, her lifelong initiative and passion of mental health. And that's the initiative of the Carter Center. So she said, you know, that she should stay. And she stayed and she participated, sat right by me. And it was still an awesome, amazing day. And as soon as we got deep down in the conversation, you know, we forgot that was the first lady because, you know, we all became women. And we all became about what was going on with us. And it was the most, and there's a video, I don't know where the videotape is. There's a VHS out there somewhere of this and some archives and footage and photos and everything. But it was amazing. So I understand what that is. And every time, even in the life of Trump, even in the life, happy MLKDay, even in the life of Trump, when they say that Trump is going places, that's a serious process. The part that you can't understand about Trump is everything the president does is so very well planned. So I always try to figure out, how is it that he goes off script as much as he does? How is it that he is so unknowledgeable, ill prepared, and almost to the point of illiterate to who society is? Because even being a billionaire, going into the White House, and I understand that's like scaling it back for somebody at his stature, right? And what's available to him. Even still, you still have people around you who understands what goes on in this world. So no matter what your beliefs are, it's like if you take the president, because when the president shows up somewhere, his administration has already been there at least 2 to 3 weeks. It's not like, oh, let's take the president here today. No, it's like he's had the thing that bothers me with Trump is he doesn't want the facts. He doesn't want information because there's no way you can show up somewhere and not have a full understanding. The man does not want an understanding. There's no way when President Carter walked in there, he and his wife knew everything about me. When I say everything that I had done in my community. He knew that I had in my youth, in high school, had written this essay that said if anybody ever brought me the resources, because I was participating in the essay contest as a senior in high school, if I ever had the resources, here's how I would impact my community. And based on that essay, this man brought me those resources. So how is it that this man, the president today, can't be now? And I still to this day say there is going to be a moment when Trump is going to get it. There's going to be a moment. Why people think he's changed just because he got elected, and that's, you don't change. Now you do change, because when you do get elected, that veil of what our world is lifted, and you are privy to information that like you can't even fathom. So they go through that. But at the same time, you have so many people around you. You ever watch Trump make a mistake? Nobody corrects him. If he ill speaks, nobody corrects him. If he does something wrong, nobody corrects him. That's the scary part. Because I'm like, if he pushed the wrong button, is somebody going to correct him? I've only seen one live scenario where he says something and somebody like, no, sir, no, that's it. He goes, oh, that's not it. Somebody correct this man. Y'all, we supposed to make a protest piece of MLKDay. I'm live from Atlanta, and everybody's like, well, Driver Buzz, are you gonna stream the MLK? Well, honey, I have streamed MLK events for 17 years. I'm not streaming them this year. Yeah, but he doesn't care about anything. He doesn't. That's the part. That's what I'm saying. He doesn't care because every bit of information, all the facts, the president has access to all facts. all facts, every last one of them. Things that have happened and things that will happen. And this man rebukes the facts. Everyone is scared of him. And that's true because he has lived a life of absolute privilege. And I don't mean like white privilege or anything like that. I mean rich privilege. I mean wealth privilege. Everybody has held him to esteem and esteem that he did not deserve. And, you know, and, I mean, if you think about it, everybody playing at your ego simply because of the wealth that you have or who you have. Everybody wanted to go to his parties. Everybody wanted to go to his weddings. And now this man is president, right? They say he's never read an entire book. I don't think he's, I mean, you see him reading. You see him trying to, like, wait, these are words? You know, I'm like, dude, just let Siri read. Can you let Siri, Alexa, Google, let them read it for you? You can just say, hey, you know, give us, and the good thing about it is, when I don't know if the White House website does this, but I know with other presidents, any speech that the president is about to give, it's available to media, and then it's when he's giving that speech, it's posted on the website in case you want the transcript. Go get the transcript, y'all. I'm telling you. And I'm only sharing a little bit of hindsight from being a blogger because I've had a chance. Like I said, I've been visited by the president. I've covered Barack Obama, a couple of visits he had to Atlanta. So I know some of this stuff. He only got into Wharton because of his brother. I'm telling you. And you notice how his family, they don't say nothing about this man. Oh my God, this bread just looks so good. And I know everybody's on the keto. I understand that. I know everybody's doing that fast at the beginning of the year. So just watch this video later on in the year when you revert back to whatever diet you're going to have. So what I'm looking for, look at that, chocolate cherry champagne. Yolanda, can you sing? All the Lattimores I know are excellent singers here in Tennessee. I hate you. I hate you. I didn't get that. I can. But I didn't get that. Yeah, all of them can sing. Everybody. Keto. I just ate a pound of pasta yesterday. I know. And look, I'm trying to get that Italian lifestyle. Huh? Them people live to be 90 plus. All those old pasta ladies, I'm telling you. I mean, my arms and stuff, honey, working that pasta extra. No, I don't. I can. I could at one time. I thought I could at one time. I always thought I could, but never would I get on anybody's stage trying to sing. Let me again just show you guys some of these pictures. I was looking at the video we did yesterday, and man, isn't that gorgeous? Those are some of the illustrations and photos in this book. So we're going to go and look for our pizza. They have two pizza recipes in here. I'm going back here to the back because it's at polenta. How many times have I talked about making polenta? I'll give you my famous marinara recipe, please. Man, I tell you, they got some soups in here, salads, and the breads that go with them, semolina, chapati. All right, so here we are in the pizza. Weber Family Pizza. So that is our pizza dough we're going to make. They've got two recipes. They've got a sauce in here. We can do that. But they've got two pizza doughs. One, which I should have done, was the overnight pizza dough. But then they got a hurry-up pizza dough. And you already know that I can't make any kind of bread in one stream. Even, I should have saved all that story we just did for when the dough was rising. But they got a hurry-up pizza dough and an overnight pizza dough. And whenever I look at these ingredients, they make so much. They yield so much. But I'm going to stick to the recipe today because one thing about having this dough, I'll be able to do a couple things. It is a yeasted dough. This one, and what I love about this, they give it to you in grams, ounces, as well as cups and teaspoons, depending on whatever measurement you're going to use. So they break that down for you. And this one is using straight all-purpose flour. Thanks for somebody explain the 00 flour, which is what the pasta recipe book called for. So all-purpose flour, which is the flour we have here, which is they're going to use 3 3/4 cups plus 3 tablespoons. I think the tablespoon just to throw out, and some salt. And it says fine salt, but I don't have fine salt. Let's see. Pizza dough is going to take at least an hour to rise. Yeah, it's about 45 minutes. So, but we won't get to that point. And basically, I knew we'd just kind of come on and hang out, have a couple of conversations. And talk about why I call this protest pizza. I called it protest pizza simply because, get a little bit of dry mouth here, y'all. I called it protest pizza simply because of MLK Day. Because all my life, living in Atlanta, I've always seen people take pizza to the protests. You got to feed your protesters, your volunteers, those who gather. Pizza is the best way to go. Let me put that coffee on. Right. Pizza is some of the best. I don't know anybody that says no to pizza, even if they just want plain pizza with cheese or whatever. It is the one thing I think that everybody loves is pizza. And not only that, you can make it breakfast pizza, dessert pizza. You just need to have that good dough. So, it says throw this dough together, let it proof for as little as 60 minutes. Look, as little as 60 minutes. And you're ready to go. In the time you might spend waiting for a pizza delivery, you can make your very own crust. And it will taste so much better. That's what we go for. Why homemade? Because it tastes so good, y'all. It looks like a lot of work. It is. Until you get it down to a science or a habit or a behavior, it does take a lot of work. I'm probably going to be covered in flour in just a minute. The dough is sticky when it first comes off the mixer, but becomes more manageable as you work with it. Though dough made the night before and allowed to proof for a day will have more complex flavor, this quick dough is also excellent. Pizza dough freezes well. I didn't know that. Any extra can be sealed in plastic and stored in the freezer for a month. Leftover dough can also be used to make tuna melt. Ooh, they got a tuna melt recipe in here. Now let's contrast that to the overnight dough, because if we don't finish this today, it could be overnight dough. And actually, if we make this today if we save some of that for tomorrow, it'll be an overnight dough. The basic steps of the overnight dough are the same as the hurry-up pizza dough, but this dough gets an overnight fermentation in the fridge. The wait is worth it. You'll have a dough with a superior texture and a deeper flavor. To make the dough, use the largest bowl you have, about 3 times the volume of the dough. So that's going to think about how much that's going to rise, because both of these are using about 6 grams, 0.2 ounces, or 1 3/4 teaspoon of instant yeast. 1 3/4 teaspoon to 3 3/4 cup of flour. Gonna put, and it's basically, the recipe calls for flour, salt, yeast, water, and extra virgin olive oil. And I went out yesterday and restocked my extra virgin olive oil. And I tried to make a marinade yesterday, and I went with, let me tell you, I got a couple things here to talk about. And from my hindsight is oil and vinegar, honey. Woo! This is life. And if you're going to make bread, pasta, and those types of things, like the sauce I made yesterday, I kept telling my daughter, I said, I feel like I need a little vinegar. And I looked all over for the vinegar. She walked right in the kitchen and put the vinegar in my hand. I was like, now you give me the vinegar after my chicken is in the oven. Because when we did the sauce, and I gotta think about my sauce, because I've been using a lot of sugar. And I was talking with a friend of mine who is a pharmacist, and also she has a line of spices. She went the salt way, or not salt, but natural herbs and spices, and she was trying to stay away from sugar, of course, because, sugar, diabetes. Yay, you're on. Hey, Zoe. So a lot of her spices, because I asked her if she had, because I wanted a sweet spice, and she said that she stayed away from sugar spices. But she's we're going to hook up and we're going to get some of her spices. All right, so we think about that. Flour, salt, yeast, and water, oil. Lightly oil or spray a deep 4.5 to 5 quart ceramic or glass bread bowl. Combine the flour, salt. Does this go? I think this is already. Where's mine? I saw it somewhere. Let me find my bowl, my bread bowl. Before I yell for one of the kids, I know it's in my face. I know it's in my face. Let me see. glass bowl. Because I have my other bowl here. In the dishwasher, in the very, very back. So I use this for my bread. I use this, and I also use this. And then, of course, you got your bowl that's on your mixer. You guys can see it over there, and you guys can't. I'm scared to touch because remember I had to fix my thing. And those of you that are on Periscope, you know your great angles in the kitchen are brought to you by the joystick. You guys are on the joystick, and Facebook, part of that joystick is in your shot there. So we really don't have much to do. But again, why protest pizza? Calling it protest pizza because pizza is the easy thing to feed those at the protest. Easiest thing to feed your volunteers. Always feed your volunteers. First of all, have some kind of incentive for the volunteers, but definitely feed your volunteers. I've been a volunteer for life, and when I was volunteer, I always had my children with me, and it takes that. People are giving up their time and their spirit and their soul and their work. Feed your volunteers. What do you feed the volunteers? Pizza. So all the time that they're out, and then look, try some homemade pizza. If you're gonna gather your friends, what about for the Super Bowl? For the Super Bowl, make pizza for the Super Bowl, and so forth. Thank you so much for watching over on YouTube. Make pizza for that. Do I have to bring that up? Let me see. Okay, I guess I'll see it. I want to make sure. Sorry for the jiggle there, but I was trying to fix it. So, pizza for the Super Bowl. If you're going to do a Super Bowl, let's see. And not, I know, right? And let people, have somebody, have a pizza kitchen going, and let people order. And like make up a big old cheese pizza, and then have all the toppings, and let people just, keep the oven on hot, get you a stone. I used to have a pizza stone, but I don't. I don't know. Now I have a couple pieces. I have a pan. Let me see if it's in here. It's in there somewhere. We'll find it. We'll find it when we come back. But I have a pan that a friend of mine bought from Pepper Chef. Bought the family a long time ago, and they still have it. But that's just something good because there's really nothing we got to do here. All right, so let me get the cup thing. Let's go ahead and get this measured out. Now, first thing it says is lightly oil or spray a 4.5 to 5 quart deep ceramic or glass bread bowl. So what's going to happen is I'm gonna blend this up. I'm gonna blend this up in the mixer. But what will happen is in that time that it needs to proof, it's gonna need to go in a bowl where it's then gonna kind of double in size. So hopefully this is big enough. I don't know if I have anything bigger. In fact, my daughter said that we probably will do that. In fact, I think we will exactly do that. My daughter was like, Mom, you got all these gadgets, but you don't have any serving dishes. So we're obviously coming out of that trauma zone. We are getting to socializing again. I love that. So I'm going to drop just a little bit of oil in there, and we'll get that rubbed around. And this is where you kind of just take a paper towel if you don't want to get it all over your hands. And don't worry about getting it all over your hands. All that bowl so the dough can move. Otherwise, it's going to sit still. So we're just going to take that paper towel and just kind of get that oiled up really good. So when that dough starts to rise, it'll just glide up the side. And again, guys, this is what attempt this is. I make bread. You don't want to wipe it all out. But listen, now what you're going to do with that paper towel, with that oil on there, Yolanda, I'm going to do what we always do. I'm going to put that extra oil on my skillet. I love screenshots. All right. We don't waste oil around here. All right. Oh, also, I'm sorry to moon y'all. Also, we have I got some blueberries I got to use. So I will probably take, what we can probably do exactly what we can do while the dough is proofing if we don't want to go, is we can whip up one of those easy lazy cobblers, which is your butter, your batter, and your berries, a blueberry cobbler in that pan. So let me put that pan, let me get the other pan out so I can remember. And as you can see this one started kind of, look at that browning over there. Somebody left it on the counter. We'll go ahead and redo it too. Somebody left it on the counter and didn't put the oil in it after washing. I don't know if it was me or somebody else. So you want to make sure, guys, you don't want to play around with these pans. Because this thing is serious. And look, yes, you do all surfaces, not just the inside, the surface, the handle, all of that needs to, it should be nice and shiny, okay? That's what they mean by seasoning. And we let this one kind of get away from us a little bit. So I'm going to sit that over there on the stove. My dad, he keeps his, which he won't gift me. My dad keeps his, which is my grandmother's. He keeps his on the stove, and so that will look at the oil on my hand. So he remembers to do that, and that's what you should do. Keep them out. You know, one of the things I love is displaying. If you got too much to display, you got too much. If you got too much stuff that you can't leave it out and enjoy it, like say my books, like rotating as I'm rotating books in, I'm rotating books out. Good afternoon, there, True Blue. As I'm rotating books in, I'm rotating books out. Man, we've been on for an hour already. I was looking at the timer. Look what I did to the cookbook. Look what I just did to my cookbook. Now, you know that's a good cookbook, right? I just got oil all over the cookbook. Mine is seasoned with oil and bacon grease. Oh, my goodness, honey. Let me tell you. We just had bacon. Where's my bacon grease? We had bacon the other day. I love that this page is now stained with pizza, with oil. Okay, all right, so we got the pan oil. Again, only a couple steps. Great conversation for MLK Day, y'all. That's why I hashtag MLK Day. But if you, at the end of the video, think you want to make what I make, go to my YouTube channel, and I really do break these down to 2-minute videos, okay? And that's why you see me taking pictures and video with this. So everything, oh, there's my son. Y'all see my son? That's my baby boy. So, let me see. How do you make delicious looking lemonade? That's the sign of a good cookbook. Exactly, a well-used cookbook. The lemonade is actually on my YouTube channel. Go over to YouTube, do a hashtag DryerBuzz or search DryerBuzz lemonade. And it started out with me following one of the detox hacks, and it just became something that we enjoy. And I realized while drinking it, I drank less soda, I drank less, packaged beverages, and so forth. So now, and then we explored. It started out because the detox lemonade is lemonade and ginger, and then we decided to try other fruits with it. So we do 1 lemon per quart. So if you want to do 2 quarts, it's 2 lemons. And then I started adding in a second fruit, right, for that extra quart. And so it's so potent and so concentrated when you do it. We make it on the stove. We don't squeeze the lemon. We don't peel the lemon. We just slice the lemon. You treat the lemon slices like you would a tea bag. So you're going to put them on the stove, let it come to a boil. As soon as your fruit starts dancing around, you turn it off, put the top on, and let that steep. That's going to make you a lemon, almost like a lemon concentrate, right? Very lemony water, right? Then you take that. You're going to get about, if you use 3 lemons and a third, I keep saying third, 3 lemons and another fruit, it's going to give you 4 quarts, right? So then that way you have 2 of these. One usually lasts me about a week, okay, unless I'm like constantly drinking it. But even once you drink it down with that fruit in there, you can add water to it, let it sit, it'll reconstitute, and you actually get double out of it. Think about how much packaged drink you would drink, right? I love it with blueberries. I would take 3 lemons and a half package of blueberries, put that in the water like tea. Or I would take this one. I took 2 lemons. I just made 2 quarts. 3 lemons. I think it's 2 or 3 lemons in this one, and then I just juiced 4 grapefruit. So this is grapefruit lemonade. So it's half grapefruit juice, half lemonade. Raspberry works good. Now keep in mind the raspberries, you might want to strain them after you take your lemon out, put that in the thing. If you want to put the raspberries in there, but boiling the raspberries, they're gonna pulverize, so they'll be all over the place. So you might want to strain the raspberry out because that little seed and stuff. the only one I haven't done is strawberry. I think somebody was gonna do strawberry and let me know how that works out. I'm not a strawberry person, but blueberries, raspberries, those are some of my favorite. But now I like the grapefruit because it's flu season. If we do get a cold, it's like it's just a day it comes on and we just fight it with that. But the best part about it, it tastes good. It really is good. It really is good. Look at that. Okay, that's all natural. Like really, strawberry lemonade is awesome. Yeah, I guess I don't know how the strawberry, like what you juice the strawberries or what you put them in the hot water. And I've never done strawberries in hot water, so I don't know how that will come out. But I figured the strawberries will pulverize just like the raspberries, and then you can say, see, a lot of I don't like the seeds that are on the strawberry. And please do not give me those seedless strawberries. I don't want seedless nothing. Let me give y'all a pour. I love to give a pour on mine. See all that fresh, and that's not grapefruit that's in there. That's the lemon pulp that is colored. Just pulverize them. Okay, through the seed. Okay, I was gonna say yeah. And then when it's really cold, oh my goodness. Okay, back to the protest pizza. But you can't serve pizza without lemonade. And hopefully you are volunteering somewhere, even if not today. Hopefully, let me tell y'all, volunteering will give you an amazing life. If you ever want to get in a clique, if you ever want to meet celebrities, if you ever want to get with groups, or whatever, however you want to elevate your life, you can't pay your way in. You can't work your way in. But volunteering, I mean, I ended up spending so much time with the former president Jimmy Carter through volunteering. Had I gone in there with a resume or a plan or an initiative or any of that stuff, I wouldn't have been able to get as close up as I did. But because of my work through volunteering, he came to me. Everybody has come to me because of my consistency. And I'm telling you, volunteering, whatever you want to, just like internships. It's like you learn so much, you meet so many wonderful people through volunteering. You know, in Atlanta, there's so many, like everybody's going to volunteer for the Super Bowl. There's so many organizations here. There's so many galas here, so many corporations here. You know, I can call up the president, CEO of a corporation, say, listen, I want to volunteer. I want to do a project. And this is how I did a lot of that stuff too. I would call like, you know, I'm doing a little bit of research on this. I like to volunteer. And next thing you know, they're like, sure, come on down. Here's how our company works. Here's all his old insights to our organization. You know, go do whatever you want to do. But look, go get a job, then they're going to try to keep you in your place. And I know you guys are looking at me over here, going here a lot because Periscope is there, and we let you guys hang out. Okay. And the only reason we talk so much and had so much fun today is simply because we're making pizza dough. And that's not something you can really do on a live stream. So, but let's go ahead and get started. All right. So, we're going to actually put it in the mixer and let it go. All right. So, let me get that. Let me get the lemonade over here out the way. We're going over here in the corner. So, let me turn you guys a little bit. There we go. Perfect. All right. I know it looks like a lot on my counter, but you guys know I have different scenes for my photos. And look at my flower pot. I did not get new flowers. So we're gonna we're gonna let's clean this up first. So let's get some of these out of here that are struggling, because we do need some photos. I'm just gonna tighten that up, tighten that shot up a little bit there. We'll just turn it around. Like, look at the roses. The roses are still good. Look at that. We'll just find the good angle. How about that? We'll pick it up and just turn it. How about that? I'm gonna bring this rose over here. We'll put the two roses up here front here. There we go. Just like, whoa, Mama Buzz. Let me see here. Let's go with this one over here. We didn't get a bouquet. And I saw a bouquet yesterday. It was so cold yesterday, honey. I was in and out of that store in no time. All right, we wipe down because I done got flowers all over the shot here. All righty. For those of you looking for a good measuring set, this is from Chrissy Teigen. Look at the measuring bowls. This is from Chrissy Teigen's collection. And I need to go. That's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to get me another one of these. Let's get us another one of those. Alrighty. Let's see here. So we will be venturing out today. While the dough rises, we'll go out and do a little bit. Find me some, I need some serving dishes, as my daughter said. So I'm going to, my dough's actually going to go here when I take my photos. So we'll take the photos for the YouTube. Okay, now how did that not, there we go. Everything has to get back. And then we're going to have our dough there. There we go. Look, I already got flour all over my phone. Bring the, that needs to be in the, so basically what I've created here is my photos shot, right? A lot of people use the white box, the black box and all that. I like the scene. I like a scene. So we're good over here. I need to bring this out of the corner as I clean up, continue to clean up from the monstrosity of the chicken. Anybody got any tips on cutting up chicken? I need them, honey. And I know it starts with a very sharp knife. And it's so funny, all that talk we did about cutting up chicken. Do you know on Test Kitchen, was it Test Kitchen this weekend, they did an episode on cutting chicken. I told y'all that chicken was hunting me, y'all. They did an episode on cutting chicken on, it's easy. You said it's easy. You said it's easy. And I know when you said something that's easy, Laura, it's going to take me a minute. Because I am not there yet. So, all right. Let's get this plugged in. It's only going to take a second. I know y'all like, we've been on here an hour. Let's see. I can show you, but I don't think I can explain. Somebody posted a quote like that yesterday. They said, I can explain it to you, but I can't understand it for you. I thought, look at that, brilliant, right? Okay, so it's a four ingredients. Flour. You better watch my shot here because I'm on YouTube and it's a wide shot. All-purpose flour, salt, yeast. Give me that yeast out there. Water at room temperature. Thank God, because we've been talking all this time and didn't get our water ready. And then extra virgin olive oil. So I went ahead and made the investment. Instead of using the yeast packages, I bought some yeast. You have to be mindful of how long you keep this. You only keep it for 6 months, but we're going right through ours because we're constantly using it. Because what happened is you end up with all these remnants, what I call remnants of recipes, things you have to buy. And I had to throw out your hoisin sauce yesterday. It started going bad, so we need to get some more hoisin sauce. But then I was looking at the ingredients of the hoisin sauce. I think we should make that. She's looking at me like, whatever. And get dressed because we're going to run to the store. I'm going to heat up a couple stores while the dough rises. She said, okay. She was like, wait, what? And then too, we need to think about a couple more pizza toppings because I only have sausage, pepperoni, and then I've got cheddar cheese, not another cheese. We need to get some mozzarella. So clearly y'all here, it's going to be a shopping spree. Packets are easier for me. I know one packet for 2 cups of flour. Same thing with this. But when you think about it, I mean, this you just keep in the fridge. And I know as much as you make stuff, you probably go through this. Like I'm halfway through mine, and I don't cook as much as you. Hey, CG. Hey, everybody coming back in. YouTube is also hanging out with us as well. So we're making a pizza dough, and we're going to have, everybody's off today, so we're going to have protest pizza. And we're calling it protest pizza for MLKDay, because anytime you have volunteers, you have a gathering, you should have pizza, right? Hey, honey, let's see. Yeah, but that you have to measure. I know, and that's the joy of that's the joy of cooking. It's the measuring. Okay, and so let me get through this because I need to find out if we need to proof this before we add it in, because I'm thinking with all the time that they have about rising, and one of the things I see in the bread making is they go ahead and mix it and then just let it rise. They don't proof it beforehand. Combine the flour, salt, and yeast in a bowl of a stand mixer fitted with the paddle attachment. Add the water and oil and pulse a few times. Now, I don't have a dough hook because this was the last red one left over for Christmas. Somebody had brought it back and didn't bring the dough hook back. And I bought a dough hook, but it wasn't the right size. So I have to find the exact dough hook for this. So I'm gonna have to knead mine, but I'm gonna run it through here though. I usually add it to warm water and a little sugar to activate it. Yes, but that's for bread. And this is the bread, and I know a lot of them say that, but I know a lot of these recipes, and a lot of when I was watching the test kitchen the other day, they actually made a bread. They did a couple of breads, and all of them, they just did it. They let it double up in the dough, finished dough. Okay, add the water and oil. All right, so basically what we're doing three. Oh, I know what I need to do. I need to do my ingredients first. So let's do that. And when I think about 3, and I don't have anything large enough. Wait, what's I do? Only because I need to do some photos. So, and I know I saw it. I just saw it. Oh, this box. This one only holds, I want to say up to maybe 2, maybe 3. So we're going to try and see if we can get all our flour in here. That's what I love about you. When you cook, you push the button. You cook the things we would not dare. Oh, not cook. Okay. This is pushing the button. I thought I was playing catch up with everybody. All right, so we got all our bowls, as you can see. Got all our bowls for everything we're going to use. All right, so those of you that are watching for the first time, I'm going to lay out my ingredients and get a picture for my Instagram. Then we're going to just dump them all in there, and then we're going to be gone. If you're looking at the fact that the video has been on a while, we had a whole MLK conversation. All right, but if you want to, at the end of the day, make anything you see me cook, go over to my YouTube channel. You will find it in a 2-minute video. I do a 2-minute video, no matter how long we're on, no matter what we're making, how intense. There's a 2-minute video on my YouTube channel, also Dryer Buzz. Alrighty, so we got 3.5 cups of flour. And it gives it to you in grams and ounces for wherever part of the world you are in. So hopefully we're going to get through this flour here. Let's see. So that's 1. And most of these bread recipes, they start, my cup's running over first and foremost. I know y'all like, geez, scrape that. Listen, you that serious with it. This ain't the channel for you. This ain't That Cooking Show is the name of the cooking show. This ain't That Cooking Show. But for those of you that are, now we ain't gonna get 3 in here. Let's see. Most recipes call for 3. Now, for those of you who see me do the math, I usually dial it back. But for pizza dough or just having that dough, because I know pizza dough, I can then turn around and make some cinnamon rolls and all of that. This is your basic recipe. Oh, we're going to get it in there. All right. So it says 3 3/4, which would be, if you stayed in math class, we could do 3 of these, or we could do a 1/3 and a half. No, a half and a what? What is it? Come on, do the math, y'all. I can't think right now. 1, 2. I know my cup runneth over. 3. So that's basically 1/4 less of a cup. And it also says 3 teaspoons, but I know that's going to be when I do other things with it, okay? Unless that goes in there, because it didn't say reserve. 3/4 cup, 3 3/4 cup plus 3 teaspoons. Where's the teaspoon going? Combine flour, salt, yeast in a bowl of the stand mixer fitted with, I'm like, why would 3 teaspoons? I don't understand that. Yeah, I think that's the flour, the work surface. I'm not using that. Okay. Combine the flour, the salt, and the yeast. So we never need our salt. I'm using some regular salt, and I'm about out of salt. Oh, my God, y'all. I am about out of salt. So text me salt. Put some salt on the list. 1 3/4 teaspoon of salt. And I'm literally about out of salt. So we're just going to use the rest of this salt here. Like literally, I'm out of salt. And I know I want this dough to be nice and salty, so we just use the rest of that. I'm still trying to get some out here. And I might even put some flavor in there, some other things in there. Let me see what else I got in here. Ugh. I'm not rebuking the recipe. What is this? Why are these in the back of the thing? I found some probiotics in the back of the cabinet here. All right, and then my yeast is going to be the same 1 3/4 teaspoon of yeast. So let me get my teaspoon. Is that teaspoon or tablespoon? Teaspoon. So 1 3/4 teaspoon of the yeast. 1, and basically cup runneth over, y'all. All right. I like to throw in a little extra. I love watching the yeast. And you saw Laura talking about proofing her yeast. When you put it in, you mix your yeast in your hot water and some sugar and let it rise. We have a video where we've done a bowl of yeast going. I think when we made the cinnamon rolls the last time, I had a bowl of yeast going, and I went back when I went back to edit the video. When I went back to grab my video stuff. That yeast, watching that yeast, I think I did it on timeline. Y'all got flour all over my thing over here. I got flour everywhere. When I went back to look at the video, when I was editing the video down, I think I did a time lapse of it. I don't even know. It was a mess. Watching that yeast, I'm like, oh my God. We were talking and doing the other part, and we were trying to keep an eye on that yeast. So. For those of you, yes, I am cooking, but yes, we did have an epic MLK conversation. That's why we are just now. I'm trying to clean this up, guys. You know I need this for my photo. So give me just a second here. I told you I was going to have flour everywhere. You cannot avoid this stage. Cannot avoid it. Cannot. And it's part of the fun in it, too. But I know I gotta make a picture. And I wanna like clean it up a little bit, but we'll go with the rusted look. We'll go with the rusted look. And that's literally it plus the water. We need a 1.5 cups. And plus I don't understand these measurements. Oh, you know, I think the measurements are weird because the grams and the ounces are awesome. Like right now, I need like 14 ounces of water. So that's why in the teaspoon, so I guess I did need that 3.5 because I really need 550 grams. And so when they converted it, it ended up being so odd on the ounce. So I guess I do need to add in 3 teaspoons of flour with that. Let me do that. Because they're converting this, so dang it. 3 tablespoons of flour. I was like, wait a minute, did I just grab a tablespoon? I'm deliberately making these like little mountains on there. Come on, out. There we go. All right. Goodness, that seems like a lot of flour. But 550 grams of flour. Laura, you look so young to be so knowledgeable about cooking. She is part of the young people that are cooking, I'm telling you. All right. So now I need 14 ounces of water, room temperature water. You use bottled water. You want me to use your bottled water? Where's my big measuring cup? Not in the right spot. Not in the dishwasher. Not in the dish pan. am I looking at it? I always have, oh, no, that's not it. Have you seen my measuring cup? It's not in the cabinet. It's not in the dishwasher. We don't understand. I don't understand why I'm not looking at it.
You look at the dish pan?
Is that grams? That's liters.
Did you look in the dishwasher?
Dishwasher right here wide open.
The top, you look at the top shelf? And you looked in the dish pan?
Dish pan right there.
Okay, but did you look, mother?
Don't make me hurt you.
I know what y'all said. Did you look?
That says cups and that says ounces.
Well,
How many ounces I need? I need 14 ounces. So we're gonna measure this. 16 ounces. So that's 8. That's 4. You bothering me? Oh, that's 24 ounces, and I need 14 ounces. So 16. What is this in increment? That's half. So that's 8, 12. That's 12 ounces right there, plus 4. So it's 4, 8, 12, 16. So I need to go about right in there. Stop bothering me, child.
It would be in the freezer, would it?
Why would it be in the freezer?
I'm not the freezer, but look at the refrigerator.
Why would a measuring cup be in the refrigerator?
Yeah, I do.
I'm not even finna look for that. I'm finna measure my stuff right here. I need 8 ounces. What I said, 14? Okay. Leave me alone, child. All right, so I'm gonna take a picture with this. I like this jar. So we got 8 ounces. Plus 4 ounces. What I said? No, 2 more ounces. 16 ounces. All right. We got 16 ounces. I know that was like complicated, right? I can switch over to my account, but let's see. Okay. Hey, mother, what's going on? All right, so we got. Oh, that's gonna be a nice shot there. All right, okay, cool. All right, ounces. Then we need our 2 ounces, 60 grams, 2 ounces of olive oil. And we got a little shot glass for that. So we're going to do that. We're going to do 2 ounces of olive oil. That seems like a lot. That's why it's going to be so sticky, icky. That's going to be an interesting dough. We've not done an oil dough before, I don't think. If y'all done an oil dough, I found the keys to really good pizza is finding the hottest oven on earth. You are hilarious. Hilarious you are. Now we could have put, this is some ounces, I forget. This is a cup, 8 ounces. This is 8 ounces. This holds 8 ounces. There's a store in Los Angeles that sells nothing but olive oil. Oh yeah, I've heard of those. I've definitely heard of those. All right, so we have got a flour. So again, our ingredients are flour, yeast, salt, and looks like I got a really good measurement on the salt. It looks like it's just about the same as the flour. Olive oil and water. And there we have our dough. We'll get my light on here. And we're going to get some photos. And then we're going to go right into the pan. And you guys should be anticipating that, because as soon as we go into the pan, That's it, because this has to proof for an hour, which means it's going to be the end of the stream, and you should be concerned that we are now at the end. All right. As soon as I find the phone. All right. Now, so we're gonna dump all this in here and get that working. It's then going to rest in this bowl, and it has to hang out in this bowl for at least an hour or overnight. But we're not gonna do overnight, so we're gonna take that hour. We're gonna run out and we're gonna get some pizza ingredients, some extra pizza ingredients, because I like sausage pepperoni. I got a vegan daughter; she wants something else. And I got this other daughter that's on one of those diets. She wants this, that, and the other. You're coming back in an hour? Yes, I'll be back when we make the pizzas. We're going to make the pizzas live. But we got to go out and get some more ingredients. I have cheddar cheese. I don't have any mozzarella. And I'm going to get some extra sauce and all that. Now that I know, because we were supposed to make this for lunch the other day. So it was just going to be the two of us. But now it's probably going to be like 5 or 6 of us. Let's see. If you put it in the fridge for 2 days, the flavor gets crazy. That's what they were saying in the book. The longer you let it go, the more flavor you're going to get. In an hour, got it. I like pepperoni, mushroom, red. Ooh, see what I'm saying? So basically, we're going to come back with a bunch of ingredients. And we had a pizza day for what? Right before Christmas, I think we did a pizza day. All right, are y'all ready? All right, let me get my photos. And then we're going to go out and I probably need to get another pizza pan because I only got the one. I find 3 days is overkill. 2 days is good enough. So we probably won't use all of this. I don't know how much this is going to make. Oh, I do know how much it's going to make. It's going to make 2 large. This will make 2 large, 4 medium, or 8 small pizzas. Okay? 2 large 12-inch pizzas, 4 medium 10-inch pizzas, or 8 8-inch pizzas, so that we do know exactly what this is going to make. Flour, yeast, salt, water, and oil. All right. Oh, that picture there is too sweet. Y'all want to see the picture? Because I don't know if you guys can see over there. There we go. So that's what is that better? No. Okay, so that's what I just took. See that picture? Can y'all see it? So that's what that scene, that's why I have like this scene over here, because that becomes my Instagram. It becomes the picture that I use for other things as well. And then we do a little bit of video of going through our ingredients. Because then what happens is I kind of imagine myself narrating the video. And then, of course, I have the book in the shot for publicity. All right. All right, so let's go ahead and get this going. I'm going to use, I have a hook here, which I still have some dough on. I have a hook here that scrapes the bowl down. Again, like I said, I don't have the other one, so we're going to be really careful with this. Actually, you know what? Let me do this here. In fact, I'm not even going to try that. I'm gonna give that a little mixing in there before I dump that water and oil on there. I should I? It doesn't say. It says combine the flour, salt, yeast in the bowl of a stand mixer with a paddle attachment. Add the water and oil and pulse a few times on the lowest setting to begin to incorporate them. Then mix on low speed to combine. About 2 minutes. So I guess I can just go ahead and add it all in. Should I make the well in the center? That seems like something that's done. Now this one, I'm going to do this one on my Instagram as a reverse. So the water's going to look like it's coming out of the, and I know you guys are watching because it's supposed to be cooking, but it's about creating. So I'm going to do this one as a reverse on my Insta story. Alrighty, and we're going to go ahead and send that. We're going to send it, and then that way it's going to save. We're going to have the original, and then we're going to go back and we're going to put our tags on it. Alright, so we have that. And that's pretty much it, guys. And the yeast is over here, like, doing stuff already, so let's get this going. I can already smell the yeast. Most New York pizza ovens cook at 450. Ooh, I can't even imagine. I'm going to scrape it down. I can't believe all my utensils. And let me show y'all how much cooking we have done. Look at my dishwasher. That's how much cooking we've done over the last couple of days. Everything's in the dishwasher. Want to see the dough? There you go. There it is. Can y'all see that? Wait, I missed that. What did you say? Adding what? Oh, shoot. Hold on. Also, add in sugar to pizza dough is a myth. I've done it with no difference. I think the dough in and of itself, no, give it a couple more minutes to mix. I want to just kind of get it back off because it went into one full ball. So I'm just going to break it down a little bit. Because I don't have I was going to need it some because I don't have a dough mix, but I wanted to bring it off the thing so I can go again. It's just basically wrapping itself around this thing here. smells so good, y'all. Oh my God. It does want it to mix for about 6 minutes. So what I'm thinking I want to do, since I don't have a dough hook, I'm going to take this bowl and I'm going to grab my manual. I really want to knead it. I know my kneading is not that great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the manual with the dough hook. No, refrigerator's not on there. The banana pudding thief is with us. Alright, so. Because it said about 2 to 4 minutes on here, but then it wants to go to the dough hook. Since I don't have a dough hook and it's asking for another 6 minutes, I'm gonna definitely try and give it that time. These are the right ones for this, right? Okay, why is this not locking in?
You and Nisha still going to the store?
In a few, yeah.
Bring some hot Cheetos.
They're texting me in list. Why is this not locking all of a sudden? I'm gonna say, hey, man. All right. And then it says, fit the mixer with the dough hook and mix on low for 6 minutes. Oh yeah, that's the difference. You guys want to see that? And they come out clean. This is so amazing to me. All right. Flour all over my phone. There's a difference. Yes. This is the first time I've seen pizza dough mixed with a hand mixer. Are you serious? It says hand mixer all day long. Alrighty. Now we can get this off of here. And it's sticky. It's sticky, icky, icky. Oh, that's going to be delicious. Alrighty. Come off the finger. Alright. Alright, 6 minutes. Flour the work surface using the bowl scraper. Turn the dough out onto the work surface. The dough will be sticky and loose at this point. Knead for a few minutes until it feels silky. I still got to knead this stuff? God dang. Alright, let's make some room. We got to knead the dough. There's a little bit of a color change too as it got to this process. Definitely a little bit of a color change. So, and I may, as I think about as we grow, because I am it being a holiday. My 2 large pieces, I may have to make another batch. I don't know. What do y'all think? Well, actually, it said two large or 4 medium. That doesn't look. I don't know. I guess it will. Well, let's not forget, it's gonna double in size. That's the oil. Yeah, it's gonna double in size, and that's the thing too. You have to think about. While this doesn't look like a lot of pizza dough, once we come back from the store, we're gonna have twice as much. One thing I hate about pizza is preparing toppings. I know, and that's you want to think about if you want to just go raw. Like I want it like for my pepperoni and sausage and my onions. I want the onions to be cooked. I don't want to go just raw. I don't like going just raw ingredients anymore. I like to elevate them a little bit, and that's just hindsight for me learning this. I'm gonna put a little bit of flour on my hand as I reach in and get this dough. And turn it out. Oh, it's a sticky mess. Oh, feels so good though. I don't know how to get it out, y'all. It said turn it out, but it ain't coming. I guess I should have oiled that little bit. Let me get some flour on my hand. I feel like I need oil on my hand though. Let's see. Let's see if we can get it out of there. Can y'all see that? Is it coming out? When I was scraping it with that one, because that one's has a scraper edge. I feel like I'm gonna lose some of it. Or your hands. Okay, I can say I feel like I'm going to lose some of it. I almost want to. I need my scraper. I don't know where my scraper's at. There we go. This is so much fun. So much fun. And again, I have not, this is my first time using the quantity that the recipe calls for. Damn it! I put my thing down, forgot to flour my surface. There we go. There we go. Okay, we about to lose our dough. Hold on, y'all. I don't have my phone set up. Hold on. Need my video. One more device. Gracious alike, people. Hold on. Everybody got shot? Nope. Here we go. It's so gorgeous and it smells so good. It's so perfect. Oh. Y'all, this is the perfect recipe. Look at this though. How long am I to need it? Knead for a few minutes until it feels silky. Y'all know this is my, I'm the weak link kneader, right? Y'all already know I am the weak link when it comes to kneading dough. It's so perfect, y'all. It is so perfect. Take my hat off to you. Oh my God, look at it. Oh my God. I don't like kneading. I really don't. It's not sticky anymore. It's definitely elastic. It's gorgeous. I can stop being kind of a little bit of wet sticky right there. See, I like to just pick it up and drop it. I'm not a folder. I don't know how to fold. And you know it's done. Like when you knead it and it doesn't go back together. So then you know it's done. You don't need to knead it anymore. When you fold it, because basically when you're kneading, you're pressing it down and you're folding it in on itself. When it stops folding, that's it. So now, see that crease, see that right there? That means it's done. So we're just gonna put it in our bowl. And it says, knead for a few minutes until it feels silky to the touch. Transfer it to the prepared bowl. Cover the bowl with a lightly oiled or sprayed piece of plastic wrap and set in a warm, draft-free spot. And there's instructions on creating your spot. To proof until puffy and about double for about 45 minutes. The dough is ready to be shaped for pizza. After that, ready. So we're going to put it in our bowl here. It's so gorgeous. We made pizza dough. And again, the video may be long. But again, it'll be a 2-minute video on YouTube. It will be a 2-minute video on YouTube. Now notice they said to oil it because this is going to rise up out of this. Hopefully I'll come back and this all out the bowl. You think my bowl is big enough? I would cut that in half and use 2 bowls. That's why I love y'all. That's why I love y'all, because I'm like, that bowl's not big enough, right? Let me grab the other. And my big bowl is in... or this one. What do you think about that one? Just still cut it in half and use 2? I'm going to cut it in half and use 2. And that's another thing about it being ready. It will cut. Okay, and then that inside. See that? Put a little flour on there. I need to, oh no, let me not oil that bowl. Hold on. Put a little flour on that one. So that's that one. And then I'm going to oil this bowl. That's why you got to have good people on your video, because you need some advice sometime, honey. They're so gorgeous. They're so gorgeous. So I need to put a little oil on my wrap here. Hopefully, if it don't run all over the place on me. Woman, Sorry, guys. Hold on. I grabbed that oil and knocked you guys over. Everything sliding all over the place. Everybody back? All right, let me use this towel. All right. There is one. This is not the best plastic wrap. I need to get some real wrap. Oh Lord, I got to sneeze. And then I'm gonna put a towel over this. Make sure that I have a nice seal on that. So I'm gonna put it over here on the stove. And I'm gonna pick one of my towels and put over that. Because I like the surprise when I get home. All right, and then here is our original bowl. We need to get some oil on this. And again, long video, MLKDay conversation. The actual pizza making itself is literally about, 6 minutes on one setting, 2 minutes on another, a couple minutes of kneading. It didn't take but a few seconds to dump all the ingredients into the bowl here. The cleanup is gonna take a little bit longer than the pizza making. I'm just putting a little bit of oil on this plastic wrap. So if the dough rises to the plastic wrap, I guess it won't stick. There we go. And again, we're going to cover that with a towel so that we can do the unveiling when we get back. And I feel tremendously accomplished. Tremendously accomplished there, y'all. Tremendously. All right, guys, I'm out. I'm out in 5,000. I know I said we were going to make we'll do the cobbler later, but that dough has to rise about 45 minutes to an hour. So I'm going to run out and see what we can find going on in the neighborhood. And then we come back, we're going to make homemade pizza. I'm going to come back with some extra pizza ingredients, such as, I got some anchovies in there. See, this is what I say. When you start cooking with recipes, you end up with a cupboard and a cupboard full of stuff, right? I've got anchovies in there. I've got some Italian sausage. I've got some bacon. I mean, why not bacon? I just need a few more vegetables because twice I made vegetable. Like last night, I made a vegetable medley of bell pepper, squash, onions, and so I need to go get some more vegetables. Nice. See you in an hour. Okay. Oh my God, I love anchovy. I'm telling you, I have to have anchovy on my pizza. While we're making pizza, we're making protest pizza. And we're making protest pizza because it's MLK Day. And if you are feeding volunteers, it's so much easier to make pizza. Whether you're going to make it homemade or you're going to order it out. It's so much easier to make pizza. So I'm going to, since I don't have the dough, I'm pulling all this stuff into the shop so that I can wish you guys farewell. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you so much for those of you that watched them on YouTube. Look like we went about an hour and 9 minutes. An hour into this was just literally conversation. We did a little bit of the cookbook that I'm using, which I'm actually going to do as a giveaway on Tuesday. I found this one is a bread book. Found it at a buyout. I bought 5 copies because the price was just that good. I bought 5 copies, and on Tuesday, on my regular cooking day, I will be having a giveaway. I finally got to the post office to figure out how much it's going to cost to get these out to you. So I've got 4 copies for winners. So you got to be watching on Tuesday. And this very book that has 63, not mine, not the author. I found this part of our book club, our cookbook club, and 63 recipes. The pizza dough that I just made is one of those recipes. And so you'll get a chance to find out some more about that. But we'll be back in about maybe an hour. Depends on how much time we spend at the store. an hour, and we're gonna make some home. I gotta make some room because you think about it. I'm about to make 4 medium pizzas, or I might make 8 small. 2 large is not gonna work because there's so many degrees of us. So we may make the small. I think I may do the small pieces, and that way everybody can kind of make their own personal pizza. Wouldn't it be good? We all did personal pizza. That's 8 pieces to cook. Oh my God, we may go for a medium. I don't know. But thanks so much, guys, for welcoming again into the cooking community on Periscope. Thank you to those watching on YouTube. Facebook is going to get the replay, and we're going to have a watch party on Facebook. I'll probably start that watch party as I am headed out. All right? All right, guys. Bye. Wait, are we coming over? Come on over.